Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. That's right, it's me. I'm back. I tell you what, I recorded this episode number 93 a few minutes ago, and in my editing, I erased a couple important pieces, and I had my H1N on, and I was recording with it, but the more I listened to it, the more I thought, I don't like any of it, okay? I just don't. I was rambling. I was unhappy with what I was putting out there. So now I'm recording, again, on Logic Pro. But I'm also recording with Hindenburg at the same time. Now, I know that this is putting a lot of stress on my MacBook. But the H1N didn't record what I wanted it to record all the way. So we're going to go try this avenue today. Okay, so here we go. It just to start back out like normal. My name's Dave. I've got gray hair. I do have a gray beard. And I do wear glasses like the guy in the artwork. Today it's a gray t-shirt, not a green t-shirt, because it's what I feel like wearing today. You know what I mean? That's what you feel like wearing, that's what you feel like wearing. So I was, oh, goodness. I was thinking that earlier when I was talking, I was going over stuff about 1977 and music. Because yesterday there was a lot, I talked a lot about music, right? But the one thing I didn't talk about was the music that we get from television. Now, most people think about how do you get music? You get music from the radio, right? Or you go out, you buy, back in 77, 76, 77, those years, you go out and you buy a record, or what we would call now vinyl. We just call them LPs or records, but they're basically the vinyl that we have today. Now, when you went out and did that, you had to have a record player, right? Which had to have speakers, which was basically a process. If you're new to this, if you're not a generation X, Y, Z, or Boomer, you don't know you might not know what one is. You know, the old saying, go look it up. Go look up what a record player is. But anyways, and I was talking about the top 20 or 30 shows on TV in 77. And let's start out with one that you're going to remember, hopefully. And that is Laverne and Shirley. Now, the theme song from Laverne and Shirley was very, very popular. It really was. Happy Days, 1 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock rock was very, very popular, very big on the radio back then, because the TV show brought back the movie. You know, what are other? Let's see, The Love Boat was a theme song that a lot of people played. What's the other one? Fantasy Island. These are the top shows, folks. Just to get this through. Laverne and Shirley was number 1. Three's Company, number 2. Mork and Mindy and Happy Days were actually tied at 3. Angie, 5. 60 Minutes is 6. MASH and the Ropers. I can't believe the Ropers tied with MASH for number 9. I'm sorry, no, that was for number 7. They didn't. The Ropers were number 8. Number 9 was All in the Family and Taxi. I think All in the Family was on its downward spiral at that point. Then you had 8 is Enough, Charlie's Angels, Alice, Little House on the Prairie, ABC's Sunday Night Movie, Barney Miller, then The Love Boat, and One Day at a Time. The TV show Soap. Billy Crystal was on that show, and he made that show. Dukes of Hazzard. Remember the car, the Dukes of Hazzard? And Daisy Dukes. I like Daisy Dukes. NBC Monday Night Movie was number 21. Fantasy Island. The plane, boss, the plane. Probably shouldn't do that. 23 was Vegas. Number 24 was Barnaby Miller. Number 25 was Chips. Number 26 was Stockard Channing in Just Friends. I don't remember that one. 27 was Different Strokes. 28 was Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell. And What's Happening. Number 30 rounds it out at Lou Grant. What TV shows did you like when you were growing up? Leave me a message on 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave.com. That's the number 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave.com. Let me know what you were watching back then. What shows you liked, what movies you liked. I enjoyed a lot of movies that in that era. But, it's also an era where I was living alone. And cable was newer. You had choices with a cable company, but you didn't have the choices you've got now. My gosh. I think if you were lucky, the first paid version you might get, because it came in tiers, as it were, or in levels. I think you might get 12 or 15, maybe 20. The next tier might give you 50. But, some of those channels back then have stayed current. HBO is now HBO Max. It's a streaming service. You can watch all the stuff you watched back then. You've got Cinemax is still out there as a streaming service. Stars is out there as a streaming service. These were all shows you could, channels you could get on cable back then if you paid for them. So, working as I did, I could afford to pay for them, but I realized that I didn't watch it much. I didn't really start watching TV as much as I do now until, oh my God, I bet it was between my first divorce and my second marriage, and boredom would come in, and there were more options for TV back then. But, it's what it is. Now, yesterday, remember I talked about disco and going to clubs or, some of the clubs in my area trying to be the discos of New York City, and wow, they were severely lacking in that. But I looked up fashions for 1977. Girls, you remember this one. Corduroy overalls. Oh my gosh. Here's a look that's still popular and unpopular today. For women, a blazer and pants. Oh my God. A 4-piece suit for men had one color jacket, and then it had, not checked, but basically checked, a vest, and it had the same color pants as the jacket, and it also came with a second pair of pants, which is the same color as the vest. Plaid is what they were. Bad. For men, fashion knit shirts and pants. They have to have an open collar, and they can't be buttoned all the way up. Trim cut slacks are one piece of construction. Oh man, these are they were tight fitting, and they also had a flare at the bottom, almost a bell bottom. Pantsuits were in for women. Ruffled style shirts for women. Lace York blouse and skirt for women. Wow, these were ugly things. How did we ever why did we ever? Oh, it's a terrible, terrible thing, I tell you. It's just wrong in so many ways. Anyway, folks, what were you doing in 77? Leave me a message on 5 Minutes of Gray Hair Dave.com. That's the number 5 Minutes of Gray Hair Dave.com. One thing I do remember that I did like on the last recording that I ended up, deleting was the fact that we and meaning me. So what I have decided is that I'm going to give away a t-shirt to anyone who sends me an email with their name so that we can go back and forth, and I can drop ship them a t-shirt of their color and choice and size. If you want to know what they are, the colors that you have, go to stickermule.com. I'm going to leave a link in the show notes. See what colors they have under the t-shirts, and then send me an email at 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the number 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. You do that, and I'd be happy to send you a t-shirt. Anybody who doesn't want a t-shirt but might want a keychain, look at the keychains on the website too. I think they're slick as can be. I really, really do. Now, my photography wasn't the best for the photos of that are on the website. I apologize for that. I can do better, and I'm going to do better, but anyway, it is what it is for right now. Okay, I'm not gonna. This isn't the big company production here. This is me, my iMac, or my iMac. It's not even an iMac. I'm sorry. My MacBook, my iPad, and my iPhone. Oh, by the way, I'm an Apple guy. Okay. So leave me a message at 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Let me know if you're interested. And if you are, I'd be happy to send you a t-shirt, and I'd be happy to send you a keychain. Also, folks, if you know somebody who doesn't know what a podcast is, does not know how to find it, download it, play it, follow it, subscribe to it, whatever, do me a favor and show them from me. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here every day, which is why 100 is so important to me, and I'm hoping that you enjoy what I have coming up. So, for Gray Hair Dave, here in all the Looney Tunes Zoo, you all have a great day. Bye.